On my previous video I took you over to Brodick in the Isle of Arwen, so it would be rude of me not to now take you to Rothesay on the neighbouring Isle of Bute. Now to get there we need to leave from one of the stations and ferry terminals that I've always wanted to visit. Wow, look at this place. It is amazing to be here for the first time, and this surely must be one of the most beautiful railway stations in the whole of Britain. I'm not sure how well you can see this old map behind me, but this is what we are doing today. We're starting in Wemyss Bay, and then we're going across the Firth of Clyde into Rothesay in the Isle of Bute. Now the plan had always been to do another rail and sail ticket today from Glasgow down through Wemyss Bay and over to Rothesay, but then Storm Arwen happened and that hit the UK over the last couple of days. It's caused a bit of rail disruption and I couldn't find the right ticket from Glasgow, so I've just driven here today and now we'll jump on the ferry to Rothesay. The train station connects seamlessly with the ferry terminal through this big sweeping walkway, but it's hard to imagine that about 10 years ago this place was falling into disrepair and it's taken a massive refurbishment to bring it back to its former glory. I think they've done a grand job. So there we go, that's me got my tickets over to Rothesay with CalMac and it's only £6.70 a return. What a bargain. Now those of you familiar with this route might notice this isn't the regular ferry for today's crossing. The MV Bute is out of service just now and it's in dry dock, so we're on a slightly smaller replacement, which means CalMac are also running a reduced service until she's back. This is the MV Koruisk, if I'm saying that right.
Yeah.
Alright, thanks. Once again, we seem to have bags of deck access, even for such a small ship.
And when access doors to the open deck.
Right, we're underway now. It's not the longest ferry journey in the world, but it's also not the biggest ferry, so it won't take long to show you around. Like I say, this ferry wasn't short on outside space, and on a day like today, there's nowhere I'd rather be. It's hard to imagine that this coast was getting absolutely battered by weather just a couple of days previous. And the views on this short crossing are magnificent. Here looking up towards the Gourock to Dunoon route, and beyond towards the big hills around Loch Lomond. On the inside, don't be expecting too much with this ferry apart from seats front and back, and there is a small shop for snacks and maybe a coffee. But this is just the replacement ferry and hopefully the MV Bute will be back in service soon. Now I'll need your help with this one. Clearly it's another CalMac ferry and it's heading up the Clyde towards Gourock, but I couldn't identify the ship or the route, although maybe it's just relocating for a service. If you know, let me know in the comments below. Here we are passing the Towered Point Lighthouse. Now I'll admit at the time I didn't know if this was mainland or island, an easy confusion to make on the west coast of Scotland. But it wasn't long before the 100% island of Bute could be seen on the other side of the ship. Here's the famous old Glenburn, Scotland's first hydropathic hotel, but sadly it's just fallen into administration this year and that means an uncertain future.
Ladies and gentlemen, we shall shortly be arriving at our destination.
Here we are arriving into Rothesay. Thank you so much to those of you who suggested I come here. Already looking like a cracking decision. Thank you.
Thank you, bye bye now.
Bye. Ah, there we go, that was a fun wee crossing. Let's go and explore Rothesay. Despite it being such a nice day today, I don't think we're going to see the best of Rothesay. There are a couple of reasons for that. Number one, of course, as always, I'm only here for 2 hours. And number two, it's out of season, it's Sunday, so I don't expect much to be open. We'll have a good look around though, but first let's watch that ferry depart. I tell you what, I'd better hurry up if I'm going to show you anything. It feels like it's getting dark already. The first place I'm going is proof that you do not need to go to San Francisco because Rothesay's got its very own Lombard Street. Let's have a look from the top, we'll be able to see it better from up there. Now yes, I have been to Lombard Street in San Francisco and I think this might be a contender for the most crooked street. I'm patiently waiting here for a car to go up or down, but it's the quietest day ever. I could be here for a while. But in the meantime, let's have a look at that view. Nah, this ain't happening. I'm sure as soon as I leave there'll be a line of cars going up and down. Maybe if I can find a taxi I'll come back and give it a shot for myself. Typical, there's a car going up as soon as I leave. Now look at this, we've got a castle right in the middle of town. Now I had heard there was a castle here in Rothesay, but I didn't realise it had a moat going round it. How cool is that? Ah, now I do know that Prince Charles, when he's in Scotland, he's known as the Duke of Rothesay. Maybe that's his castle. We're back down at the front now, just 2 minutes from the ferry terminal. We've got the Winter Gardens. It's absolutely gorgeous. I'm just walking along to the far end of town here. There's something I'd like to see if it's still there, and it'd be a shout back to a bygone era. Here we are, so I've found at the entrance to the old Rothesay swimming baths. But if you're on your summer holidays back then, you had to be a lot tougher, because if you wanted to go for a swim, you're in the River Clyde. There's the beautiful old entrance, and look at the old crest above the door. Now it all looks a bit fenced off, but I think if we could get down to the beach we could take a wee bit of a closer look from the other side. Is that the old changing cubicles or something? Wow, they really were tougher. Now if I can just get myself round that wall, I might be able to get a better look. But it looks a bit slippery. Nah, I've failed to get round the wall there. I always think to myself, what would Alicia say? And she would say no. So I'm guessing back in the day that would have been the pavilion. You could have got your teas, coffees, chips and ice cream in there. And then the pool itself would have extended out into the frigid waters of the River Clyde. No thank you. Right, let's head back into town and try and find a taxi before it gets dark. That's my boat arriving, but I've still got a couple of things I'd like to do. This is getting stressful, it's going to be tight. Strangely, I wanted to look inside these toilets because they are some of the most stunning toilets you'll see anywhere, but unfortunately they've been closed. I do recommend though you have a look on YouTube, really. Right, can I find a taxi that will take me up that windy road? Oh, what am I doing? I'm sorry folks, I raced about and found the only available taxi driver in Rothesay and asked if he could take me up and down the road, but he said there's no way I'd make it back to the ferry on time. So it's always a reason to come back. Next time, eh?
Yeah?
Look at that old HG back sign, how cool is that? Hiya, thank you.
Thank you.
Well there we go, that was a lot of fun, far too short as usual, but like I say, always a reason to come back. Back again.
No matter the rain, no matter the storm, I'm coming home. I'm coming home. Leave open the gate, don't turn off the light, I'm coming home. Ooh. I gained all that I knew for a price. In the end, what I found was nowhere near as nice. No matter the rain, no matter the storm, I'm coming home. I'm coming home. Leave open the gate, don't turn off the light, I'm coming home. Though I fought with my claws and teeth, though I elbowed my way to a seat, there be no kind of peace like you beside me. No matter the rain, no matter the storm, I'm coming home. I'm coming home. Leave open the gate, don't turn off the light, I'm coming home. I'm coming home.
Wow, this place is even nicer at night when the lights are on.
Please take care of all station areas and do not get in one out of trains, as under-flip services may be affected by the wind. If you have any issues with your platform, or please don't leave it on the platform. Finally, if you are not identified before you board, please contact the hospital organization
Another weekend, another ferry. Thanks again for watching, folks. See you soon.